George Abbott has signed for Notts County on loan for the remainder of the season. A new contract for goalkeeper Luca Gunter. The Europa League details. The Europa League draw will take place on Friday, 12 noon UK time. Lo Celso and Reguilon latest. West Ham are now interested in the Argentina international. Michael Bridge from Sky Sports has stated nothing on Eze. Postecoglou wanted Solanke, he got Solanke, but don't expect a busy transfer deadline day in terms of incomings.
Chris Cowlin. Fan cams. Club news. Transfer news. Match previews. Legend interviews. Spurs women. Press conferences, covering everything Tottenham and England.
Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all keeping well. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit the subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit the follow button and leave a review if you can. So let's start with all of the official news. On Thursday, it was announced by Tottenham Hotspur Football Club that George Abbott has joined League Two side Notts County on loan for the remainder of the 2024-2025 campaign. Captain of our Premier League 2 title-winning squad last season, George Abbott featured in our post-season friendly against Newcastle United in Australia in May, and then in pre-season matches against QPR, Vissel Kobe, Team K League and Bayern Munich this summer. A versatile England youth international who can operate in midfield or defence, George Abbott 18 initially joined us at under-8 level, won the under-17 and under-18 Premier League Cup double in the 2022-2023 campaign and made his first team debut off the bench in the Premier League on the last day of the 2022-2023 campaign against Leeds United at Ellen Road. George Abbott has posted on social media about his loan move to Notts County. He has stated absolutely buzzing to be on loan at this great club, Notts County. Can't wait to get started and excited to be playing in front of you Magpies. Another official statement released by Tottenham Hotspur Football Club on Thursday confirming that Luca Gunter has signed a new contract with the club that will run until 2029. The 19-year-old goalkeeper has continued to make progress for our academy. Last season, he was a key part of the under-21 team that won the Premier League 2 title, starring with a string of excellent saves as we finished first in the table before pushing on to win the playoffs to be crowned overall champions. The season before that, Luca Gunter captained our youth team to win an unprecedented under-17 and under-18 Premier League Cup double. He built on those achievements this summer by making his first senior appearances in our pre-season friendly victories at Hearts and QPR before travelling with Ange Postecoglou's squad for our pre-season tour of Asia. On the international stage, Luca Gunter has been capped by England in numerous age categories up to under-19 level to date. The Europa League draw will take place on Friday. Now, of course, it is the new look Europa League. This season, the group stage is replaced by a league for all. 36 teams in the competition. After 8 games, the top 8 teams will qualify for the last 16. Teams finishing between 9th and 24th reach a playoff to stay in the competition, and teams 25 to 36 will be eliminated from the competition. Spurs are seeded in Pot 1. We will face 2 teams from Pot 1, 2 teams from Pot 2, 2 teams from Pot 3, and 2 teams from Pot 4. How the draw works: Spurs will be drawn out of the pot as in previous years. A computer will then generate our 8 opponents. Now, the key dates: match day 1 is the 25th or 26th of September, match day 2 the 3rd of October, match day 3 the 24th of October, match day 4 7th of November, match day 5, 28th of November, match day 6, the 12th of December, match day 7, the 23rd of January, and match day 8, the 30th of January. The playoffs will take place on the 13th and 20th of February 2025, the round of 16 on the 6th and 13th of March, the quarterfinals on the 10th and 17th of April, the semi-finals on the 1st and 8th of May, and the final will take place on the 21st of May 2025. Now, it's highly expected that Giovani Lo Celso and Sergio Reguilon will head out the door on transfer deadline day. Italian journalist and transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has provided an update on both of them. He has stated Sergio Reguilon is prepared to leave Spurs before the end of the window. Talks are ongoing to pick the best option. Fabrizio Romano has also been talking about Giovani Lo Celso. He has stated that Real Betis are still in talks for the Argentina international. Negotiations are taking place, but at the moment, Tottenham are not accepting the current conditions of the deal. The Daily Express have also reported about Giovani Lo Celso. They have just stated that West Ham have asked about Giovani Lo Celso this week, but Real Betis are currently winning the race, likely to run into deadline day. Aston Villa are still interested in case move to Spain falls apart, but Betis now going all out to get the Lo Celso deal done. Sky Sports reporter Michael Bridge has been talking to Give Me Sport all about Spurs and the transfer window. He has stated about Eze, he was linked with Tottenham a lot, and my sources were telling me that that is not going to happen, much to the disappointment of Tottenham supporters. He is still here with a day to go, unless it's something out of the blue, like nowhere. No one has heard anything on Eze, and I think if they lost Elise and Eze in the same summer, that would be quite a blow for Crystal Palace. Michael Bridge has also stated, I think with Tottenham, you never say never, but my understanding is not to expect a busy deadline day in terms of incomings. They wanted an out-and-out striker. Postecoglou wanted Solanke. They got Solanke. I think they've been really impressive. What they've seen of Archie Gray so far, we know that Odebear came out of nowhere, but he is another option. He gives Spurs something a little bit different in the wide areas. Now, my thoughts on everything in this episode. Let's start by talking about the transfer window. Michael Bridge has come out and said that nothing on Eze. Postecoglou wanted Solanke. He got Solanke, but don't expect a busy transfer deadline day in terms of incomings. That is disappointing if that is the case. At the time of making this video and this audio version, this podcast, there is now 24 hours left of the summer transfer window. Either Spurs are not getting any more business done in terms of incomings, or we're leaving it extremely late, or we could find an opportunity or two, not my words, most journalists' words, an opportunity or two on the final day of the transfer window. I still believe that there is so much more to do in this squad, and I've said on various podcasts in the last couple of weeks, a couple of injuries to key players like last season, it could derail our season yet again. And let's face it, we are playing so many more games. The Europa League draw takes place on Friday. Of course, that's 8 games. The League Cup, hopefully we're going to go far in that competition. We start in the 3rd round against Coventry City away. And hopefully we're going to go far in the FA Cup, a lot further than last year. So there are going to be a lot more games. Games are going to be coming thick and fast. We're going to be playing lots of midweek games. Obviously on the Thursday nights, Europa League. Wednesday the 18th of September, we start our Carabao Cup campaign. So it's going to be all go. Midweeks, and then of course weekend games, lots of Sunday games because of the Europa League. I believe that Spurs need to do so much more in depth, so much more to cover. A couple of key injuries to a couple of key players here. We could be in trouble, and to progress as a football club, I think that Spurs need to do so much more in this window. And even in the last week or two, Ange Postecoglou has come out and said he expects and wants more signings through the door. Ange cannot be happy with having no more signings coming in before the transfer deadline closes. We need more depth, simple as that, in so many areas. It's disappointing if that is the case. I'm just hoping that Spurs do have a busy day. Lots of the journalists, lots of the reliable journalists and outlets and sources are stating exactly the same. Don't expect a busy transfer deadline day. Let's hope they're wrong. Looking forward to the Europa League draw, obviously, on Friday. That's going to be interesting. It seemed weird today, looking at the Champions League draws. Of course, the way that it is all done now, the new format, it does seem really, really weird, but I suppose we will get used to it. They wanted a Super League at one point. It looks like we've got the Super League, but it is just called the Champions League and the Europa League. It does just seem weird to me, but I suppose we will get used to it. George Abbott has signed for Notts County on loan, wishing him all of the very best. Another player who stood out in the under-21 team. So that gives him a good opportunity to get some minutes in competitive football. A new contract for Luca Gunter, played really well in the under-21s last year, so wishing him all of the very best as well. Lo Celso and Reguilon, the latest on them. West Ham are now interested in Lo Celso, but Real Betis are trying to get a deal done with Spurs, but apparently they're not offering a lot of money at the moment, and Spurs are demanding a lot more money. Reguilon, I fully expect to go out the door. It's a shame, actually, when you talk about the transfer window, because in terms of outgoings, I think Spurs have done an absolutely tremendous job this window and previous windows, you know, ever since Ange Postecoglou come through the door, really. But in terms of incomings, it just feels like an opportunity missed by not buying a couple of experienced players in, 2 or 3 more, you know, take us to that next level. I get the fact that Ange wanted Dominic Solanke, he got Dominic Solanke, but I just feel like we need a few more experienced players in this squad and a little bit of depth as well in this squad, because as I keep saying and as I keep repeating, you know, a couple of injuries to key players, and it is worrying a lot of Spurs fans at the moment that Spurs have put out a number of training videos and they're not seeing Dominic Solanke. We haven't seen Van de Ven or Richarlison in them either, so it's going to be interesting to see the Van de Ven situation. And of course, we've got Newcastle up next and Arsenal at home the next 2 games, which are going to be extremely tough. But in order to progress and really push for that Champions League spot, I just think that we needed a few more signings in this summer transfer window. I know that, you know, the plan is probably to bring in a couple more in January and of course next summer. But you know, Ange has said on a number of occasions he's not interested in 5th, 4th, 3rd or 2nd. He wants to be number 1. There is no way that this club and this team and this squad are challenging for the Premier League this season. No way. That is not me being negative. That is me being absolutely 100% realistic. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you listen to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, come on you Spurs.